Good afternoon, YouTube. Welcome back to my channel, JPM.Cuisine. Today for you, we're going to be taking a quick look at 4 different entry-level chef's knives that I have. We're going to be taking a look at the Knox Fibrox. Right now, I think it's about, let's see, it's $34.95, so $35, $34 online today. If you check Amazon. Just some quick details. It's an X50 CRMOV15 steel with a Fibrox handle that's coated in polyamide, so just a polymer style handle. The next one is the Mercer Millennia 8-inch with an X30 CR13. It is a poly and a Santoprene combo handle. We have the Genesis, which is a Santoprene handle, but this is an X50 CRMOV15. The Millennia, if I didn't mention it, comes in at $15.69, so just under $20. The Genesis is coming in at $29.99 today, so just under $30. Santoprene handle, X50 CRMOV15 steel, and then we've got the Renaissance edition, which it comes in at $37.99. With a Delrin handle, the 3 rivets, and again, it's an X50 CRMOV15 steel. So these are some of the common ones that you'll see on the market today. These are the ones that I have in stock. I think they also have a Mercer out there that makes a similar knife to the Knox. So that one is available. But I think you'll get the gist of what we're talking about with just these ones right here. Okay, so let's go through some tech specs real quick. So on the, well, I guess we'll put them in order from price, and that's how I'll discuss them. Okay, so the first one is the Millennia by Mercer Culinary. It's an 8-inch chef knife. It's the X30 X30 CRMOV13 steel, I believe. Yeah. It comes in with a spine thickness of 2.5 millimeters. The height from the edge to the spine is 51 millimeters. And it comes in at 172 grams. And it's under $20. It's $15.69 on Amazon today, as I checked it. The next one is the Genesis by Mercer Culinary. It is an X50 CRMOV15. The price is just under $30 at $29.99. The spine thickness on this one is 2.7 millimeters. So that's the thickness, the thickest part of the spine. The height on the blade is 49 millimeters, and it comes in at 221 grams. Next, we have the Fibrox by Knox. This one comes in at $34.95. Again, they're all 8-inch. The spine thickness on this one is 2.4 millimeters, so it's the thinnest of the spines today. It has a height of 52 millimeters, so it is the tallest today. And the weight is 170 grams. And last, we have the Renaissance, which is... it comes in at $37.99. Still, all of these are under $40. It has a 2.7 millimeter thickness on the spine. The height is actually about 48.5 millimeters. And the weight is 235 grams. So it is the heaviest out of all of them. So we're just going to go through these and just do a quick slice. This one I've sharpened. So you might see a little bit of a discrepancy between the edges. I'm not trying to go for thinness, just cutting through it. Okay. Genesis. Oops. This one I need to work on the edge. I meant to do that. Renaissance. This one's brand new, so there we go. Okay, so let's get into some quick cutting action. I'm going to focus more on the Fibrox here. Let's see, what am I doing? Alright, so we're just going to cut through. So you have that thin spine, cuts through. It's actually got a convex grind on it, so it allows for a different style of cutting. Okay. Very comfortable cut through there. This one, I believe America's Test Kitchen always ranks that one really, really high. Pretty much wins a lot of competitions in terms of their cutting or knife test competitions. And so let's just see. This one's really easy to sharpen and work with. I've been using this one for almost 2 years now. Same thing. And I know there's a lot of debate online about knives, okay, and the quality of the investment and what it is you're trying to accomplish. I can't stress enough that the knives themselves, they're just a tool, okay? Their design and the way that they were made is to cut. And I mean, it's not like we're fighting, to save our lives with these things. They're not swords. We're not in battle with them. We're cutting up fruits and vegetables and meats and stuff in the kitchen. And in that sense, all they have to do, they just have to cut, okay? And as long as you know how to sharpen a knife, then regardless of which knife you get, you'll be able to have the same experience with those. These are 4 different knives, 4 different price ranges, very similar in terms of them, but doesn't really matter. Okay, now if we want to talk about preference in terms of cutting and feel, that right there probably felt, the one with the Renaissance probably felt the most comfortable out of all of them. Genesis aside, because the Genesis, obviously I need to sharpen that one. The Renaissance is brand new. I haven't touched it, but the sharpness on it felt good, but the weight for me feels good. That is where I think most of us are going to come into some of a disagreement, okay? Aside from the materials that they use to make the edges, which the blades are on, these knives are exactly the same. We've got X50 CRM of V15. Convex grind, more of your traditional straight grind, okay? Both 50-50. Materials the same. One's more polished than the other. The handles and the weights, okay? So this one, a 2.4 millimeter spine, you're going to probably feel like this is like a scalpel. The 170 grams, it's going to make it light, maybe less fatigue. But that handle for me is just so plain. I mean, in terms of utility, yes, I get it, but I don't understand why this one is like $35 when you get that. The handle just doesn't do it for me. For this one, I think this one is what, $38, $3 more. I prefer this. I like the weight. That's a preference. 235 grams. I like the way it feels because I can get onto the edge. Feels very comfortable. The balance feels like it's right there at that bolster. Let's see if I can get it. I think I've already done it, but the balance feels like it's right on the bolster. So from here down to the handle and from here down to the tip is the same distribution of weight. And I feel like I can do everything I want to do. This is just what I'm very accustomed to. If you're wanting a lighter knife, then your Victorinox and your Millennia are going to be sort of the 2 options that you have. And if you don't like the flashy style, thick raised bump handle, then your option here is the Victorinox. Now, when you go to regrind this or to sharpen it, unless you know how to sharpen a convex grind, you're going to make that more of a straight edge. This Millennia already comes with that, and so it's no challenge in maintaining the edge. That one, you're going to most likely change the profile on that cutting, and it may or may not feel the same after that. So that's one point I wanted to make on that knife. Handle wise, not much of a contour. The texture is the same throughout the entire knife. Very not flashy at all. I mean, this one, most of the value is put into the edge versus what I would say is in the handle, where you just get a very plain Jane handle, versus your Genesis and your Renaissance, where you have a Delrin, very traditional classic style handle, and here you have a Santoprene rubbery grip, kind of squishy kind of handle that feels very good. But again, you got the same cutting profile as the Renaissance and the Genesis. And you saved $8 to $10 there. So in terms of price, the Millennia is the least expensive. You can buy two of them essentially for the price of one of these three, the Knox or the Genesis or the Renaissance. For the same price essentially. This is sort of the difference in what you get. Blade lengths are all the same. They're all 8 inches. Handle lengths are a little bit different. Contour and profile very similar. The Renaissance has that rounded spine, which I adore. The cutting and the weight I adore, but you might like a lighter knife. And so if you're trying to go with a much lighter knife, again, this is 235, this is 221 grams, and this is 170. So based on that, your preference is probably going to be for a much lighter Victorinox. Me, I'm going to go for a much heavier or heftier knife because I like the way that it feels when it cuts. All right, let's try something else here. Let's cut one of the, so American Test Kitchen will debone chickens. They'll cut through, I think, onions. They cut through parsley, and they cut butternut squash. And so that's what we're going to do right now. We're going to go through and just try to cut through some butternut squash. We're going to use all the knives to do it. Okay, and so here we have the Victorinox and the butternut squash. And it's not easy. This is why most people will use this task. And you can cut through, and it works. But most of the time you'll kill it. I'm just cutting through it just to showcase. So let's go through, and that's a lighter knife, so it takes a little bit more effort. Here we go with the Millennia. Off center. Same thing, lighter knife. Cuts through, requires a little bit more effort. Let's try with the Genesis. Again, I'm not doing any justice to this knife because I haven't sharpened it. But still will cut through. And then let's try this Renaissance. Renaissance has the pristine factory edge and that weight. So for me, that weight is what, it's still hard. I mean, it's not like it's an easy task, but it just feels fine. Go back through the Victorinox and do a little bit more cutting there. It's going to take some muscle, some effort. It's not that bad. Let's see if I go into my board. It's my biggest fear right now. So I'm trying to cut it so. Okay, so let me know what you guys think. Just roughly going through some cutting with these knives. There's always a lot of debate. There's always a lot of videos on the internet that go through and try to talk about chef's knives and spending hundreds of dollars on a knife versus under $20 on a knife. You guys have seen how these perform through some of these tasks. I just want you guys to tell me what you think about it, and we'll go from there. But I'll leave the links to all these knives and the descriptions of you know, my findings in terms of the weights and everything, so you can go through and check out all the stats on them, pricing as it is. And again, I'll leave links to these so you can check them out on Amazon if you're interested in them. All right, well, thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.